Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. We're actually mixing things up a bit. Usually on Mondays, we start the week with our weekly news edition. Yeah. A little swerve, adjust, a little head movement, roll with the punches. We decided, we're halfway through 2024. I'm sorry.
25, bro.
We're halfway through 2025 already. As crazy as it is to say, it's mid-June. That's nuts. Mm-hmm. This year is flying by. And we haven't done too many themed episodes. Usually once a year, twice a year, we do some like this year in review, mid-year wrap-up, that type of thing. So we decided we'd take a break off of news this week. It's a little bit of a slower week anyway. And why don't we talk what we think are, we could say for headline reasons, it looks good, the best VR games for new users. But it's not always the best. It's our favorites.
Our opinion of
yes,
our individual picks of the best games for new users.
And the reality is we didn't want 30 game long lists. So we condensed, definitely. Things got cut. There's other things we could have added. I even added some honorable mentions, which I know you're not always the fan of. You got your list. If is it on the list?
That was my argument. I'm like, bro, I'm like, how many you got? You're like, I got to think of 10. I go, I got 8. Mm-hmm. You're like, I got some honorable mentions. I go, why you mention them? They'd be on your list. Right?
It was a tough list to make, man. It's very arbitrary.
Like you're either on the list or you're not, man.
And I noticed me and you did the same thing.
Will an honorable mention get you into an after party? No.
We did our list separately. We didn't talk about our lists, and then we, looked them over together today, and about half of our lists are the same.
I knew that was going to happen, though.
Of course.
Based on our own person, because these are our own personal. They're not like we asked 1,001 random people.
The most reviews on the store. It's nothing like that. This is just our, what we've
what's
enjoyed.
Not on my list, though?
What's that?
Roller coaster.
Because this is for new VR users.
That would be my number one, what not to do on day one.
There's actually some of my favorite games actually aren't on this list. You'll notice I actually didn't put Mother Gunship Forge on there. I didn't put Ghost of Tabor.
Nope.
These are some of my favorite games.
I would not want someone new to VR going in at Ghost of Tabor.
Or Grim.
No, it's too much to learn.
Correct.
Natively.
You're going to notice actually on both of our lists, there's a lot of room scale games. And there's also like, we did the same thing where I was curious if you were going to do this too, where we were like, we hit many genres.
Yeah.
We don't want 10 rhythm games, 10
Some
shooters.
people that only
want
one style of game.
Mm-hmm. So I actually, and your list impressed me in the sense, obviously, well, look, half of it was the same. I should be agreeing with it. But the ones that were different, I did not see coming on your list.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I gave it some mad thought. I really did. I just sat there and kept staring. And there were the crossovers were all my no-brainers. Mm-hmm. Those are my instant, like, oh yeah, these unquestionably would come out of my mouth.
So many of them are on Quest Plus too.
And then I was like, let me just look at every single freaking game I own, every app. What would I really like bring to the table? If someone was like, hey, this is what I like, what game would it be? So if you want mixed reality, I got you. You want rhythm, I got you. Sports, I got you. I might only got you one, but I got you.
No, it's solid list. And I think what we'll do is I'll have you read your list first. Yeah. I'll say when there's crossover as well. We'll take a little Patreon break. Yeah. Then we'll come back and we'll run through mine pretty quickly because half of my list will be gone anyway from the crossover. Yeah. You seemed real excited when this idea came up midweek too.
Yeah. Well,
it's a week off of the news.
I freaking love the news, but there's so many other things I like doing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we've talked about it before. If we were dedicating all our time to it, it would be like one news episode a week, one interview episode, probably one themed. Mm-hmm. Get deeper dives.
Probably 2 to 3 interviews a week, honestly.
Yeah, no, it would be easier to cater to the schedule too, instead of like hard assing you to be like, you got to do it on Sunday or no day. Mm-hmm. And it like telling really busy, important people like,
industry people,
but you got to take time away from so it'd just be easier in general.
We have so many ideas. We've been saying this for years. If we were full time, like, we have so much program. I feel like we could do a serious satellite radio station.
The production, yeah. No.
Like a full day show. You know what I mean?
Dude, I could spend
8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. every day. There's going to be an interview, whatever. I feel like we could do a syndicated show.
8 hours a day, easily 5 days a week in front of a microphone with Discord open, with the news open.
Schedule of the show, run a show the way it's going to work from time block to time block.
Looking how it would go.
Oh, the dreams.
Call in people.
Well, I guess if there's anybody that wants to, if there's any Saudis that listen, want to throw bags of old cash like I see going around sometimes, I'm just saying, that would be a fun one.
A cool mill would.
That would carry us a couple of years, right?
That would pay salaries for a handful of years and definitely all the production that would be necessary. I'd dump 100 G's in the lights and cameras. Easily.
Yeah,
easily.
Fun things to
Start scooping
fantasize.
up interns from the local colleges because we got like 100 around us.
And let's be real, best VR games for new users. The Quest 3S came out at the end of last year. We probably should have done this then.
No.
There's been a bunch of
came out with Batman. So
that's true.
You know what's not on my list? Batman.
Yeah, I actually, we'll get to it nonetheless. But I'm excited for this.
A shout out.
I'm not saying nothing. That's
All
a
right.
spoiler.
All right.
I'm just kidding. No, but there's been so many new VR users that have come in with the 3S release. I think that this is very good for a lot of people to know because for the reason that you said with not including epic roller coasters, the wrong experience, the wrong first VR experience can set somebody away of the medium forever.
Well, it's like anything in life. You go to a restaurant and the food's shitty.
Mm-hmm. You might not like that cuisine.
You're not looking to go back. It's going to take some time
Yep.
and some convincing, right?
You might
VR
think you
is the
don't like
same
Thai
way.
food, but it was just the restaurant.
Yep. VR is no different than anything that you're going to judge, curb appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So-
I would say when you're new, avoid things with insane movement like a roller coaster.
Well, dude, sometimes you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When someone gets a new headset, the number one social media post I see is what do people recommend? And it's like, sometimes you're really throwing yourself out there to the wild because
You don't know
people forget like what day one feels like.
Sweaty palms and pop one from climbing. Like the immersion is intense.
Yeah.
And like to that point, if you're a new VR user and you start to feel something like motion sickness, there's some good tips you can do. Like before your play session starts, point a fan at you.
Yeah.
And
Right
have
in
it
your
hit you.
face. Dead in your face.
And that way your brain knows your central location in the room, which that's like one of the theories of what causes motion sickness is being in that immersed environment. Your brain loses track of where it actually is in real life, and a fan helps center that. But I'll say, if you start to feel motion sickness, just stop. Don't fight it. Don't try to tough guy it.
Yeah. Don't go back for seconds.
If you white knuckle it and you've been feeling it for like 20 minutes and you take that headset off, you're probably gonna have to lay down. Like if you feel a little bit, just stop.
It's just like
call it a day. Correct.
Same exact feeling.
Wait a day, go back in.
You could power through and just throw up.
Don't recommend.
Well, that's what they say.
But you
to do
could.
Sometimes it's easy. Just keep
I guess
a bucket.
you could.
You could have a bucket. That is an option.
But definitely don't recommend.
Just have a bucket.
Just slowly build your tolerance for sure. And as I referenced at the start, a lot of these
And then there
games
might be stuff that you're still never going to be able to play.
like
I don't care how long you play. It might just be something that just, there's been some weird shit that's happened with me with games that like
flying maybe is something because flying actually has a little bit of that stomach sinking feeling in real life.
I get no issues with flying, even in the flight games,
like Ultra Wings
because
and such.
the sensation you're feeling is what you're supposed to feel.
Yep.
So it's not like not like my first time when I went into the roller coaster, epic roller coaster, and like just blew myself out of the water. And that's a great example of take it off immediately because I didn't. I did it once and was like, I feel kind of good, feel a little rattled. I'll do it again. Then I'm like, oh, I think I'm feeling nauseous. I'm like, I'll do it again. And I think I might have done it one more time, and I was like, oh no, it's the headset. That's when I called you and was like, yo, I'm broken. I think VR broke me. I'm not going to be able to play VR, dude.
But that's a real thing that happens to people and then they don't use the medium anymore. So picking those first experiences is so important. Do you want to kick off your list?
I'm doing my list. And they're not actually in any order, but for the most part, hey, they're genre based. But I could argue the order's pretty damn good. Walkabout mini golf.
Hey, I'm wearing the ambassador shirt.
You're going to hear about it. You're going to see it. They're everywhere on socials. any recommendation, what should I get? It's always going to be Walkabouts on the list. I almost don't care who the person is. It's like one of those, I don't get it. How can mini golf be that good? Well, it is. And it's, I believe I put that in the co-op category because it's not just good, but it's like co-op good.
Family
it's
fun.
Family good. And it's friends good. And it's even go to their Discord and play with a random and it's still going to be good. So you're going to hear about it. You're going to see it pop up everywhere. Walkabout, and it's legit.
You've probably, if you listened to the show before, you've definitely heard us talk Walkabout. It's one of our most talked games, one of our most interviewed studios as well, Mighty Coconuts.
Oh my God, yeah, the coconuts are the best.
It's been a little bit since we've had a coconut on. You know,
they used to give out DLCs. How much was it? Was it $2.99?
$2.99. Then they upped it to
$3.99.
$3.99. We're so apologetic about that $1 increase.
Yeah, so you can buy it for a whopping $24.99. But keep in mind, if you've never played it, you're like, that sounds like a lot of money for mini golf. You're getting a fistful of golf courses, more than ever as of last month. And if you choose to get DLCs, it's going to be less than a large cup of coffee. And you're getting 18 normal holes, 18 difficult holes, 18 balls to find on every single hole. They've never left one out. And then 18 fox hunts to get a putter. So that's, do the math, man.
Well, a fox hunt per course.
Huh?
A fox hunt per course.
Yeah. Not 18 putters per course.
That would be so fun. Could you imagine that?
18. Dude, that's a lot of putters.
Mm-hmm.
Hard enough to stack them all as it is. And of course, it holds a top rating at 4.8.
Yeah, 13K reviews. Dude, as well, too.
It takes a special person. Matter of fact, while we're chit-chatting, I want to see what kind of special person would shit on Walkabout Mini Golf.
Well, I'll say it's got 92% 5 stars, 4% 4 stars, 1% 3 star, 1% 2 star, and 2% 1 star. And this is also a game that's available on MetaQuest, on Steam VR, on PlayStation VR 2, and on iOS. So this is a game that's available for everyone. It looks like
it's all really nitpicky.
A lot of sounds like more headset issues, like about mic not working or game won't load.
Yeah, I don't know if that's headset or if that's them. Very weird. There's some developer responses, but it's minimal, dude.
Yeah, I saw one that's like, it won't load.
13,000 reviews and you got just a handful of 1 stars.
That again sound like more operating system or headset hardware issues that
I don't know. Could be. I'm not going to say it was because I don't want to mitigate what they went through.
That's why I just say sounds like. When the
there is
game
a lot of
load.
there is a lot of developer response to the 1 stars that reach out to us directly, which I get, which sucks because that means that they either didn't and never amended it, or did and never amended it.
But the game's solid, like I said, on every major VR platform.
100% one of my absolute hands down favorite games, and easy peasy for comfort levels of default. Just walk in default, you'll be set.
How good is the community too?
That's what I was saying. Go to
their Discords, their Facebook groups.
Their online presence is insane.
Yeah, they absolutely crush it. The daytime mode, like you said, night mode, the same holes, just modified. There's differences.
Easy mode, hard mode.
It's
freaking regular mode, hard mode.
Mm-hmm. It's so fun.
Plus all the mini games now. Jeez, it's not even funny.
Yeah,
they're an absolute powerhouse in the industry, dude.
This is one that I would say beyond being like a best
made
VR,
up of people who were powerhouses in their individual industries.
Yeah, this goes farther than best VR game for new users. This is one of the best VR games, period.
Yeah, it always will be too.
Absolutely. They continue to support it. Licensed IPs.
Got it on the iPhone if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like absolute, but they crush it.
I'll stick to, we are talking specifically, I'll get carried away. Talking specifically new users. So
yeah.
Forget the iPhone bit.
The one game I think both of us teleport in. And snap turn.
I don't like smooth turn.
I don't know why.
Makes me sick.
I do for every other game.
I actually get nauseous.
Just in Walkabout Mini Golf with smooth turn.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know what it is or why.
Every other game, but snap smooth turn and smooth movement. Walkabout, I keep that default. Just turn the vignette off.
No, they give you tons of settings, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so number 2 on my list, and this is just fucking awesome. You got to have a card game in there because that genre is real. But Demeo,
Ooh.
Very little is holding a candle next to this.
Ooh.
I mean, there's some great other card games, and I won't knock them. Cards and Tankards is phenomenal, but Demeo is the gold standard of
That board game style
showing
too.
not only what they're doing and bringing to the table, but it also gives you a glimpse of the potential of futures based on what they brought to the table. It can set your mind on fire with like, okay, there's so much possibility and potential for stuff down the road. Not necessarily even meaning with Demeo, but just conceptually. Now they're doing their Dungeons and Dragons, but I'll stick to Demeo. It is a pricey little game at $39.99.
But that comes with all of their books in it too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we got it day one,
First
episode ever on the show, and there was like one
one level.
So I mean, you're getting it. You got so much to do. You can paint pieces if you just want to do that and chill. You get that whole area downstairs in the basement to play with.
Oh, the Heroes Hangout.
Yep, but 4.7, 7.4 thousand reviews, which is friggin' awesome. Does have mixed reality too, so if you don't want to be in the cool looking basement vibe. But no, they crush it. The gameplay's it's always good, dude. It's always working. It's never going to be the same twice. You can play by yourself. You can play with friends. Not necessarily the same community as Walkabout, but not the hardest to find people to play with.
No, very, very non-toxic community as well, too.
I haven't ever had an issue with Demeo.
And you mentioned like when we first played it for our first ever episode, there was one book. Now I looked on their store page. There's five books, and some of them are like, dude, you're gonna need multiple tries. They're hard.
Yeah, it's wicked hard.
They put endless strategy in their store page, and that's a good way to put it.
Wicked hard. Yeah, it's never going to be the same twice.
No.
I would be, I mean, maybe statistically, yeah, 1 in a gajillion, but
we've had
not in our lifetime.
We've had some runs that I feel like we're just stuck in an endless fight too. Of like some of the Rat King ones and stuff that they're just like, it won't stop.
Our play style too of like, well, let's get everything.
All the
isn't always the best method to do. Especially if you got the key, you're like, yeah, they're gonna go for you, dude. You got the key, you're a freaking victim.
And one of the reasons I think that's such a great new VR experience for a new user too is the room scale aspect. You're
not moving. Just move your hands.
Yep, you grab, pull. You turn in real life. There's no in-game moving.
Down. There's no reason to stand and play Demeo.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, you can mixed reality it these days as well too.
The comfort is there, but the gameplay is like 5-star.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get nauseous. You're going to kill your headset battery.
You get nauseous playing Demeo. No, it's like for real. It's like, let's say that's your thing. You're like, I bought a headset. Everyone said Demeo. If you get nauseous playing Demeo, it's like, shut it off and just don't. I mean, I'm for real, man. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just being dead honest. It's like, because there's zero movement.
Mm-hmm. The only way
your hands to move the table around, open it.
Maybe if somebody grabbed and spun themselves around a whole bunch.
Well, yeah, but then you did that to yourself. But if you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, these pieces are making me nauseous. Like, oh, yeah, it's not for you. And I'm sure there's somebody that happens to. They're like, oh, dude, I couldn't handle it. Just turning my stomach.
And they nailed the small details on it too. Like we always say, grabbing the piece, looking underneath. It says made in Sweden.
It's the first thing I did. And I'm so stoked that I did.
I remember how excited you were, like the joy in your voice. I mean, how cool was that?
Because they didn't have to do that. That was just a level of detail that was deliberate. And it fit. It was, if they didn't have it, it's like, come on.
You feel like you're in a childhood basement, like with all the scenes around, like they nailed the VR environment in that game so well. Such a good game.
Yeah. No, dude. I would keep it as a number 2.
Mm-hmm.
If it, for its genre, that's it. But its placement on my list, I wouldn't say is out of line.
Which some of them might just be randomly placed, like they're not in order of best.
No.
But this one 1 and 2, your Walkabout and your Demeo. You think that's a solid? That's an actual ranking.
Yeah, my actual third. You know what? I could mix it up. I'll go with my true third.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with my true third. My number 3, also on your list, which I wasn't shocked. It's just undeniable. Beat Saber.
Ooh, I wasn't sure if you were going to go with that one or what is the third one on your list there.
No, Beat Saber is my legit number 3.
I could have seen that being your number 1.
It hits the top 3. Sure, if you asked me 6 months from now, maybe the top 3 would shuffle a little, but that's probably my top 3 right there. But again, Beat Saber, new user, fucking lightsabers. Easy to learn. I mean, super easy to learn.
That easy mode is pretty casual. There's modifiers to make it
play
easier too.
Sitting down if you're forced to, a sitting lifestyle. Obviously I'd recommend playing standing, but there's no movement, just arms. Just moving your arms.
You're going to get a good workout.
Yeah. I mean, shit. If you start playing on the harder modes, easy mode is like you could honestly, you have a cup of coffee, fucking chunk. But, out of the gate, some of the best music you're going to find, some of the best music quality you've ever heard in your life.
Huge bass soundtrack.
Dropping DLCs like...
Well, that's the other side
just
of
making
things.
It rain with DLCs. But they give you a lot out of the gate for free, and then they still, to this day, they'll drop. So, not necessarily everyone's cup of tea of music. You got to pay for those good ones you like.
But they are big names for their paid DLCs are like they generally don't get small artists.
Lady
they get
Gaga, Rolling Stones, Metallica, fucking Jesus.
Green Day, Linkin Park.
Green Day. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're hitting all the genres.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they don't have is like Frank Sinatra.
And that's another game without like heavy. Oh, that would actually be fun.
Yep.
That's a game without heavy movement.
No,
either just your arms. So you're not going to get nauseous. I think all of the titles that we've listed so far are like nausea proof.
There's nothing. Well, that was kind of my other thing in the list. There's nothing in my list that should cause, in my mind, any motion sickness issues.
Much like I said with Demeo with spinning the board, unless
That's
in
on
Walkabout you fly in the air and you start doing a bunch of loops and shit. Then you know.
Well, here's the thing with Walkabout. As a new user, you don't even know you can fly.
Yeah, we just
It's not even pumped into your head.
Remember when we found that out?
Yeah, dude, we were playing it for like months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, how are people doing that, man? Then eventually asked her some shit. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but no surprise, Beat Saber's also on my list. That one nails the rhythm game category.
Yeah.
No nausea, good quality music,
And
exercise.
Been out forever, dude.
Number 1 top trending game on every freaking
Always.
VR platform.
Always. 53,000 reviews, 4.5.
Jeez, I want to know how much money they've made
29. Fucking.
between the base game,
Hundreds of
the
millions.
DLCs. Insane.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I say too, all the games on your list so far are on Quest Plus?
yeah. Go figure, huh?
I mean,
that's, new user VR, you take advantage of that free 3 months.
it sucks for sales for devs, but it's the reality. Like, as a new VR user, you get Quest Plus, you are locked in with content. Trying to look at how much Beat Saber has made.
Yeah, just see if there's if anybody's got
So in 2022, they say
over 250 million in 2022. That's not even.
so. They're
fucking
I'd argue they're over half of. I mean, they've got to be over 500 mil now. Three years later.
This claims over 6.2 million copies sold. No,
Damn.
I mean, there's a reason why I don't care what you look at. If Beat Saber's there, it's the top 10, right? Europe,
Mm-hmm.
North America, your opinion, my opinion.
It's never fallen out of
And
style.
what's crazy is like rhythm games are not your like top genre, right?
Mine?
Yeah.
But I had to include it.
But I see it.
It's so good. You
right?
can't not.
Yeah, no, it made me happy because it's legit. And again, you're not going to get motion sickness, but damn, you're going to be waiting and wanting your favorite artist to be, because they mix music so good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did the same thing you did, where it's like genres: Walkabout, mini golf, sport, family fun, kind of not arcadey, but it's just good vibes. Demeo, strategy game, board games. If that's what you're looking for, freaking Demeo. If you want a rhythm game, you have to recommend Beat Saber as the number one. Like, there's no other number one.
Boom Kitty.
Synth
Boom
Riders
Kitty's the artist there.
Yeah.
There was another game, Boom.
There was a cat one, I remember.
Yeah,
I know
that
what
was
you're
actually
talking about.
really fun too.
Yeah. Dude, Boom Kitty sounds right, but I know that's not the name. I know I get why you said that. And then there's Synth Riders, there's Ragnarok.
Synth Riders crushes it, dude.
There's other great ones, but the Trombone Champ on Flattened, but the number one is Beat Saber. The sales, they say enough.
Yeah, although Synth Riders is
Synth Ride? Dude,
it's up
Drums
there,
Rock
dude.
2 and Smash Drums have both done great as well with IPs.
Yeah, you're just not holding a candle next to Beat Saber or Synth Riders. Not yet.
Spoiler, not on either of our lists, but I mean, easily could be if like Maestro's is up there too.
I thought of it.
Because of hand tracking.
But for a new user, no.
Yeah.
That's way too much. It's like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
no, I
all
get it,
these
I get it,
hand
I get it,
gestures
I
you
get
got to
it.
learn. It's like, I'm like, oh man. And I thought of it. I kept like in my own head. I'm like,
Mhm.
I had to talk myself out of, there was
I
a
get it.
handful of those.
Oh, and I don't think you want to do 10 rhythm games either.
No, that category's done. There was
Yeah.
another game I would have loved to have put in here, but I'm like, really no point.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What's that one?
Unplugged.
Look, that's a good one.
It hits a lot. It hits rhythm. It hits fucking hand tracking. Some of them, I mean,
Good
some of
John.
the
Good.
OGs of hand tracking.
They were
Not exactly pumping out updates.
no.
You know what I'm saying? But
What's the word I'm looking for? They were ambitious for doing the game
dude, when that game,
at the time they did.
the first time I played that game, I was like, this is absolutely some of the most magical shit. I don't
Mhm.
know how they pulled this off.
Well,
This shouldn't be able to work.
it was hand tracking 1.0 back then. So
Quest 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you do hand tracking on anything else, it was like this. You know what I mean?
but-
Like it was just everywhere.
Because of that game being made and because of people playing it and because of system updates, it's like there was so much information learned about hand tracking. And I'm not saying it's all because of that, but a large portion of hand tracking got made better because of games like that.
To
But-
give some clarity on that, according to the developer in that interview,
Who
when
I
we
won't
spoke to
argue
him,
with.
this didn't come from Meta or anything. This came from that developer. So maybe it's incorrect, but my understanding would be is the mass collection of hand tracking data across all of the headsets is put towards improving the tracking of, like, they use that data of when things fall out of sync, when they stay in sync, and the more people using hand tracking theoretically should naturally make the tech better. That is my understanding.
Yeah, also you can wear white gloves and lighting.
Yes.
There's so many variables that you can like blame for hand tracking failing that like,
Mhm.
you know, but we're at a point now where that's not really you can even low light hand tracking works pretty damn good.
So I think the next one is the last one that's on both of our lists.
Yes. So next one hits the athletic category for me, not sports, but athletic.
Legit played it yesterday.
Les Mills Bodycombat. Get rigged, mate. Let's get rigged. Some of the best motivational coaches you'll ever hear in front of you in a workout game. A freaking pretty cool leaderboard situation, the way they do it. And out of the gate, a tremendous amount of workouts, more workouts. Some of them you're going to look at and be like, I'm not working out for 30 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm going to kill myself. But this game has never disappointed. I've never had an issue with it. I've never not enjoyed playing it. The workouts are real. The payoff is legit. It even does like, you know, quote unquote calorie counting based on if you actually did the movements. And I'm assuming it's got to be pretty accurate. It's just not necessarily scaled for your body type, size, weight, whatever. I play it. I get ultra competitive with people I don't even know, because I don't know some of the people that it has me placing against. But we actually have an interview with the fine folks from Les Mills, the two personal trainers who are in the game. They've come out with some DLC since we've gotten it. You don't have to buy any of the DLC. You're not missing out and you're not being short on the workouts. $29.99. Stupid cheap for what could be. I mean, how long have we had it? You just, like you said, you used it last night. 4.5, 4.7 thousand ratings. I'd say this is hands down one of the best workout games in the store. And you go, oh, new user. It's like, yep, but you're not running around. You're standing in place moving. So if you can stand in place, and I would even argue if you are trying to get into working out, but you're doing like chair workout because that's your situation, just when the leg shit comes, it's not like the game's going to end like, you know, any other rhythm game. Like, yeah, you missed 10 notes. It's over. Yeah, the coaches are going to be like, hey, what's wrong, mate? You know, you should try. Don't do the leg stuff. Just do the upper body stuff until you're able to stand and then do some of the leg stuff. But full body workouts if you want it.
Solid game too. Like to speak on the motivational thing, like I was playing yesterday and I think I did 3 workouts in a row. I was tired by the third one. It's an intense game and I was picking the higher intensity workouts and they had me do 63 punches in a row. And I was like, I'm so tired. I'm just done with it, you know?
Nah, you can do it, mate.
Well, at that very moment, one of the coaches came in. I don't remember if it was Dan or Rachel. And they were like, don't give up. You fired up this app. You opened this because you want to do the workout. You want to get in shape. You want to be a better person. You're not going to stop now. Let's give this your all. You're almost there. Pushed. I was like, the timing of it. Like,
well, I figured out how they figured out that timing.
By putting a bunch of people and seeing where they get tired and start to slow down.
I'm thinking more like Dan and Rachel, knowing that at these points it's going to hurt a little.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
after
okay,
about
by
33,
this point, yeah,
you're going to feel, I don't care who
damn,
you are.
Dude, they nailed it.
Dude, professional fighters get fatigue in their arms all the time, right? So it's like,
it's about being able to push past that. It's about being able to keep going, knowing your body can keep going.
One of my best lines ever in it, and I'm going to butcher it because it's not in quotes and I never wrote it down, but it's Dan. And it's one of those things where you're doing like the sky punches or something and you're doing a shit ton of them and the music's thumping and it's just those solid amount of fucking pads coming at you. And he's like, they ask me every day, what do superheroes, you know, wear when they leave the house in the morning? And I tell them what we're wearing now. And you just feel that like rush of enthusiasm. And there's a reason why Les Mills is one of the largest workout, not in VR, but in the real world.
Which I wasn't aware of before this game.
North America, not as big. Internationally, freaking huge.
They have Facebook groups for every country that are just
dude.
packed. Les Mills New Zealand, Les Mills Netherlands.
They have that shit under wraps. And we talked to
Dan and Rachel,
2 of the trainers that you know are in the game, but they're actual trainers for Les Mills, and they're just real life enthusiasms, no different than what you heard in the game. Just
absolutely
awesome human beings. Did it all the way from here to New Zealand, and I think they were on cell phone.
Dan was, I think, or Rachel. One of them.
One of them was. We got to get them back.
Yeah, they were. I'd love
to talk because, dude, it's been years, and that experience for working out has probably changed so many people's lives.
I was in there yesterday, and there's new workouts too.
Yeah,
There was a speed bag. So what they have you like they tilt the things like a little bit like that, so you have to roll your punches. Dude, come on.
Yeah, dude, they were the
Squat
only
punches.
workout game that was having you do
knees
and
Muay Thai knees.
Muay Thai knees when you don't have any tracking. Even now, you don't have tracking on your knees, so it relies on your and this is why I also said if you're stuck to like I want to get into working out, but I'm a little overweight, I can't stand and do this shit. You can get away with the leg exercises by just pulling down,
and there's still value to that.
It's movement.
You're going here.
It's
down.
movement.
Yeah,
dude. If you have an empty plate of food and a fork in your hand and you're picking up the fork and moving it to your mouth, but there's no food on the fork, it's got value and you're moving, you're doing, there's nothing but positive. But I always love the fact that like there is a benefit to the not having leg tracking for people who are trying to get into that's one of the hardest parts for some people is like, well, I can't stand to do this. I have bad knees. It's like, they got you covered, man.
Yeah, they have workouts that are only upper body.
Ton of workouts.
Like, because they do squats and stuff, but you can pick workouts that have no squats. Like, if you have those type of troubles. And you know what I have so much appreciation for? You mentioned it. What was the price? $20? $29.99, something like that?
Yeah.
No subscription.
No.
So many of these workout games are subscriptions.
I wouldn't recommend it.
But most of them are like that.
Well,
do we talk about most of them?
There was no question in my mind
that you were going with Les Mills.
If someone was like, hey man, I just got a VR headset and I fucking love working out and I just want to supplement my free weights with some cardio. What do you recommend?
Maybe I don't love working out and I want to get into it.
Yeah, that's my biggest spiel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because it's fun. Yeah. It's engaging.
I think more importantly than already being able to work out is the ability to, and you can do it in a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
So if you travel and you're like, I'm not, there's people who don't go to the gym because they don't feel comfortable working out in front of other people.
Absolutely.
Because they feel like those people know more than them.
And are judging them.
And what's really crazy is that you could put 10 people in a gym and they're all thinking the same shit because they're all new. You know, like, I don't even know if I'm using the equipment right. And nowadays people are less inclined to come over and want to fucking help you because they don't want to be in some video looking like you're like talking down. It's weird in gyms now.
Yeah.
So this has you covered, man. It's a great supplement or it's a great entry.
Absolutely. And I'll say one last thing because I'm excited for your next one.
Mm-hmm.
They sort workouts by duration. So you can sort by short, medium, long, and they sort by intensity. And there's so many workouts in there. Daily challenges.
They have like 5-minute workouts.
They randomly
30-minute workouts.
People from your friends list in the thing with you, but they're not actually there. Like you worked out with me yesterday, but it wasn't you. I think it uses your best score from that one.
That's what I'm thinking it does.
And like does it as you scored that. But
that's what I was saying. I compete against people that aren't even there.
Yeah, it's fun.
I want to be in that top.
I do wish we could do it together too, but I understand it's just another thing and they do it great. And then they also show you before you select the workout a rough outline of which parts of the body and what you're going to be doing. So if you don't want to do any lower body, you can pick one that's just upper body, and they have DLCs for more workouts too.
Yep, but again, you don't have to buy any.
Oh my god,
you could live off of the default.
Absolutely.
All right, my next one is for the person who's like, oh, I want the artist touch. I am artiste.
Oui.
I like to do things artistic. Vermillion. So VR painting.
Oof.
Just nailed it. It's VR oil painting specifically. 4.8 with 889. I mean, that is one of the highest rated apps. That's probably on my list, if not tied with some others. But what do you got to say, man? This is just for those that I just want to create. Like, and that it's a real world question because one of my coworkers does painting and sketching and drawing and all that, and has a headset. And one of the first, are there any painting apps out there? And like, there is handful of painting apps out there, sir. And some of them will cater to your specific style of painting.
Like this is oil painting and more.
Yeah. And we've always said and there is other, probably mentionable,
like painting VR.
Yeah, there's sketch and there's the tracing one.
There's pencil.
That's the one I'm thinking of. We still got to get that. I can't believe I don't own that.
Such a cool developer that we talked to at PAX from there.
1999. And dude, I don't have the ability to paint. I'm just not that artistic. I see it in my head. I just can't get it to paper. But these apps like legit will help you. And you'll paint shit. You'll be a better.
How about that walk you through YouTube video that they load in when you like they have on display? Because you can watch YouTube while you're in there and they start you with a tutorial if you want to follow it. You don't have to. Well, you will draw a Bob Ross style landscape painting. And as somebody that cannot do that, I did it. And do you know how cool of a feeling that was? Like I felt so proud of that oil painting because I don't have the painting ability. And they took you step by step. And when it's done, you have something. And that was such a good feeling.
Is it this one that does the Bob Ross?
Yeah. At the start?
What's the other one that I'm thinking of?
Maybe you're thinking of Brushworks, which we did on WebXR way back in the day.
That ran really good.
Yes. Remember Brushworks?
Brushworks was the first one that had blending, right? Because this one has
I think this one has blending as well.
It would have to.
But Brushworks was the first one we did.
Yeah. All right, I remember.
That was it. That for its time for being on WebXR, man, Brushworks was good, and I think they have an actual app now too. But Vermillion is the gold standard to me.
Oh, dude, they've
they added multiplayer now too. So you can actually paint with friends. That's something we've yet to really do. Which
it was something when it came out we really wanted
because we saw the potential of classes or group sessions of like teaching people. Like there's so much value in that, or just painting together and hanging out with a buddy. So Vermillion, I was so excited to see this on your list because it was not on mine, and I absolutely agree with that one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, if there's some people who are just like, I just want to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to create. What do you got?
It's great for people that already know how to paint.
There is a lot of apps that.
Oh yeah,
out now.
There wasn't when we first started, but there definitely is now. But this
multi-brush, I remember that.
This is a great one for people. You said the same thing, that already know how to paint, but it's also a great one for people that don't know how to paint but want to know how to paint, like myself. So Vermillion, home run. And you're not going to get nauseous.
Like one of the first 5 stars. I have absolutely no experience with painting. Just happened to grab it. Little did I know I would end up loving the app. And that's somebody that doesn't even know how to paint.
Mm-hmm.
You take someone who knows how to paint. It's like some of the shit people can do is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, very excited to see that one on your list.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I forgot. It's me.
Were you waiting for me to go for like my next one or something?
Yeah, I got lost.
That's funny.
Like, what's the pause for? It's getting awkward.
I get it. You like Vermillion.
So that hits, we'll talk Vermillion again. So that hits the artistic genre. Next for my sports one, which was kind of interesting because I was like, NFL experience is pretty freaking cool. Not going to lie, coming out in that stadium the first time. But shy of that, it's like not everyone likes football. Everybody likes pool, right? I don't care where you live in the world. You show somebody a pool table, you don't even have to speak the same language. You just give a little nod and rack up the balls and start going. Miracle Pool. Hands down, my favorite pool game. Fits in your room. Kind of hits a couple of genres technically, but I'm just in it to play the pool. I'm not so much concerned about mixed reality.
Another one that's not going to get you nauseous.
The physics work great. Yeah. I mean, you just can rotate around the table or move the table around you, whichever you choose. So you're not
8-ball, 9-ball. So multiple game modes.
Yeah, dude. I've even set up a couple of trick shots and they pretty much worked. So, the physics are there. The studio's great. They came out of the gate with a great product too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only pool game on the store. I'm biased because I love pool.
I mean, in pretty much every request that you had at launch, like international rules,
dude,
they have they have UK rules now.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I remember it was even asked of us, I think, like, if you could add anything.
Yeah, at Gamescom, they asked if you could add anything, and we hadn't played it since launch. And so we listed everything, and they were like, we added that.
Yeah, dude. There was nothing I could bring to the table. Keeping in mind that, like, there's a lot of online pool games, right? And every genre, flat screen, so many of them are just not really good.
Look, they have a full VR mode now because it originally launched just mixed reality.
They got the guide mode with the little, line to show you the shot or take it off. And you can raise the pool table up to more of an eye level.
Daily challenges. Shoot. How cool is it too when you do the mixed reality with your friend and they pop in your living room?
Yeah, they're standing at the pool table in your room.
So
their
cool.
avatar is not an apple tar, which I would call them. So yeah, Miracle Pool. I think it absolutely. Let me pull up their price.
That's what I was going to now. The problem is I'm signed in on Meta.
Oh no, it's all right. I got it. So. Wicked affordable, $19.99.
Well worth it.
It's like an hour at any given pool hall. Mm-hmm. And, technically it falls into the mixed reality co-op. 4.6 and easily so. It could be a 4.8. I think they might have had a hiccup once at launch or something. If I remember, there was something. I can't even remember.
No, but they've added everything that's needed. Mini games.
Yeah, man. They didn't like launch it and set it and forget it. They kept working at it.
Home run. I actually noticed that there is one that's on both of our lists that I think we skipped over because then remember you went to your true third. I don't think we ever hit this one. This is such a huge one too.
Yeah, I'll end with that one. So I'll end with my true third, but my next one's not my end. So I got 2 more to go. Although this is a good one so I was like, oh man. What if there's someone who's like, I heard the pass-through is really good.
Yeah.
What could you recommend?
And it's cute. It's just a cute game.
that shows me the pass through and the mixed reality and, shit, throw hand tracking in there too while you're at it.
Cozy.
So Walltown Wonders.
Ooh, so good.
One that I feel came out with a pretty good push, and then like a wave curling, just shit went around it. But damn, man, they've done multiple updates since it's come out, just adding stuff to it, making it better. It crushes it. One of the absolute best little city builder type story based, and a great flex of, a little glimpse of what they're doing with current technology. And again, one of those experiences that'll turn your brain loose to be like, oh man, there's going to be some great shit coming down the road in the upcoming years.
$19.99 as well. Very fair price.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude, they're absolutely,
This was another one I was excited when I saw it on your list because,
man, we tried it in Germany and I fell in love. And the biggest problem I had, $19.99, 4.2, which I actually find a little low. Clean your room. How's that? If you don't like the way shit looks, clean your house.
I saw some reviews that there haven't been like a bunch of updates or anything with content, but not every game needs new content after. Like some games launch and they're done.
The problem you're going to have is you're eventually going to hit a wall. Right? You're eventually going to have built everything there is to build. You're going to have done all the little things. You can repeat a lot of the mini shit to do, like, diving, and which is damn cool to do, fishing and such. But as far as content down the road, you will hit the reason I recommend it is because it runs really smooth. You don't have to do a lot of moving around.
No nausea, as we've said with all the titles.
No nausea. You're hand
tracking.
You're looking at your own room, so there's nothing to get sick at other than like your own mess. That'd be my only.
This one is like a flex of Quest hardware features because you have the hand tracking, the mixed reality. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a absolutely great experience.
Yeah, I agree too. One of my highlights of
high level of detail.
Yeah, good game.
And then I'll close it out with what was truly my number 3
on the list,
but it turns out to be my number 8. Mm-hmm. And I'll start by saying it's $24.99. I'll fucking pay double. I'm just kidding. I don't want to put that in the universe. Holds a 4.8. Okay, 4.8 came out 100 years ago. 6,000 reviews. But I'm going to encompass it into part 1, part 2, and part 3, because don't sell yourself short and go, I'll just do 1. Nope, do 1, 2, and then 3. But the I Expect You to Die series, all of them.
I wrote the same thing in mine. I wrote series next to mine. You can't just say 1.
I wrote the Roman numerals for 1, 2, and 3. But look at 4.8. Again, holding for years, one of the highest ratings. Has a great fan base, but I don't feel gets enough respect. Even though they get a lot of respect, it's
one of the best games in VR. It's one of the must plays, I would say.
This falls into my I'm looking for a good puzzle based game. Do you have anything I recommend? Yep, this one. Don't be intimidated by the name. You 1,000,000% are going to die. It's not the end of the world. It's part of the experience. Get it out of the way. Turn your brain loose. Escape room style gameplay. No movement at all, really. Right? Just your arms. You never really move around.
All room scale. No nausea to be expected, in my opinion.
Nope. Graphics are tight. The story is phenomenal. Best intro music ever for any video game.
2016 it came out. That's why you said, that's why you joked came out 100 years ago.
Yeah,
it's 9 years ago. That's
in the VR world. That's 100 fucking years ago.
Imagine how good this game was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 2017.
Okay,
not 2016.
So 1 year difference.
Yeah. Imagine how good this was in 2017.
Well, the fact that in 2025 it's still good. You know what I'm saying?
Are solid.
New games are coming out every day. And this is just like in its own little league waiting for somebody to challenge them.
Yeah, I agree with your thing too. It's like every one of the series holds up. Start with number 1.
Yeah.
You're still going to enjoy it just as much as if it just came out. There's nothing that's outdated, graphics or nothing.
You could easily go, I'm going to play number 3. That's fine. You're not going to lose nothing.
There's continuality.
You can do 2, 1, and 3 if you want. But I would recommend start with 1 and just watch that franchise get better and better.
I still argue that intro car level is the best introduction to the series possible because you're gonna die in it.
James Bond to the gills.
It seems so simple, right? Get out of it, unlock this car, have fun.
Yep.
And-
Well, they all seem simple by design, but they're not. And then some that you think are going to be screaming hard just based on size, you're like, oh shit, that was kind of easy. In comparison.
Such a good game.
I expect you to die.
The best soundtrack in VR.
And with them coming out with the next one on August 23rd, which happens to be my birthday, is just like the best news ever.
Also,
Rumor.
can I drop? Yeah, that's a fake rumor.
Fake rumor. Self-imposed.
Fake rumor.
They know it, but I'll disclaim it.
You have to say it that because maybe not everyone knows.
I don't want to end up on someone's
We like
post.
to joke that
I do anyways.
that
I start problems.
That's a good
everywhere.
point. That I Expect You to Die 4 is coming whenever. Like, we just want it. So we were even talking off air how bad we want it. Game is so good. And here's a little Ruff Talk VR fun fact. Besides the fact that, we've had the voice actor of the handler on for an interview previously.
Wicked cool dude.
Awesome dude. We also, the intro for our podcast that you hear at the start of every episode. Well, you probably don't. You probably hit the fast forward button, but
You're missing out.
that is the actual voice of the handler.
Yeah. I
From
expect you to
Die.
die.
I'm just saying.
Bruce Buffer for the showcase. I expect you to die. Voice
Big
actors.
time, I'm just
He's
saying.
not. He's more
Just
than
kidding.
just a voice actor too.
Oh my God. Creative designer,
Yeah.
narrative designer, I believe was the correct term.
Very multifaceted.
Amazing.
As is, hey, you want to be in VR? You want to work in the VR industry? You better be prepared to wear multiple hats.
Yep. It's his name, by the way, in case anyone wants to look up the interview, it is Jared Mason, the senior design manager at Shell Games, and also the voice of the handler.
Yeah, he's good.
And his story of like getting in, and he's the brains behind the narrative process in the Shell games.
I expect you to die.
And I still want to, dude, I would love to have Jesse Shell on sometime. When you want to talk about an OG in the industry,
I'm kind of making me feel like,
dude, that's a big, you know how we all were joking at the start of like, oh, we steal people on Sundays and they're so busy. Like Jesse Shell.
no, I'll call out of work.
He was leading the VR department of Disney decades ago.
Dude, the guy's
They
not
made
just an OG,
Toontown.
he's a very current,
So they're OGs.
active OG.
Yeah, he was a part of Disney's VR. He was the head of their VR department. Also teaches and
Dude,
does like
Shell
some teaching school.
Shell does a ton of shit besides VR games.
They did Toontown back in the day. A very popular Disney MMO in like the early 2000s.
Very community driven too with their state.
Yeah, they do a
neighborhood.
lot for the local area. We see that on LinkedIn a lot.
Very diverse.
All the employees we've ever met from there, awesome people. Just like you can tell that they just got a good work culture, really good environment.
I mean, maybe we should try to get them.
Jesse Shell, you want to
Instead
come
of
on?
just saying it every now and then.
Yeah.
Same thing with, I'd love to get Palmer Lucky. I just can't get words to him.
Palmer. All right. I agree with this one though.
Got to put it on like a defense budget and he'll read it.
This one was absolutely on my list.
At least say
too.
no, you know?
So I'm actually probably going to go through my list much quicker than yours, just because half of your list was my list as
You
well
can do
too.
Patreon?
Yeah. And just a second, I just wanted to say Walkabout Mini Golf, Demeo, I Expect You to Die, Beat Saber, and Les Mills Bodycombat all were also rightfully so on my list. But as you just called out, we can't forget our Patreon peeps. They help keep the lights on. As always, huge thank you to, and they're just, a lot of these people are in our Discord hanging
You
out.
see who stopped in the Discord today?
No.
Crispy.
Crispy stopped by?
Yep. Crispy stopped by this morning.
Hell yeah.
I meant to post a Father's Day message in the
Hell
Discord.
yeah.
I just haven't done it yet.
That's awesome. I love Crispy. Crispy's the man. So
Wants to know how shit's going.
I'll definitely respond to that. It's just been a busy day, but it's Father's Day today.
Yeah,
too.
actually, I saw a notification Amelia covered for us.
I said Happy Father's Day in the Discord.
Amelia had mentioned we're podcasting today
Yeah.
because he asked specifically how the Ruff Talk.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely gonna respond to that though. That's
Yeah.
all. Love Crispy. Well,
Dude,
an
our
OG of the
Discord's
show.
shit.
Yeah.
Chad, Inferno, and
Yeah.
Shoes. Anyways,
So-
naming the Patreon. please. I'm just
Huge-
naming everybody in the Discord.
Huge thank you to everyone on our on-air shout out tier on our Patreon. And you can join that tier by visiting the list in our show notes and becoming a supporter of the show, which comes with multiple benefits like this on-air shout out I'm about to give. You can also get access to an exclusive chat room in our Discord server, and then your name will be freaking yellow. You know how cool that is? Every time you post in our Discord, you get a yellow name.
Yellow.
Come on, man. Yellow.
I don't want to be yellow. I want to be pink or purple.
And, you know, you get to know you help support the Ruff Talk VR show, help keep the lights on. So huge thank you.
If I pay $1 more, can I choose a color?
As always, to Asim, Amelia, Carson, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, Shoes, and Tom. You all rock. Like I said, most of these people are in our Discord hanging out. I mean, and you said it too, Discord, great community of people. You can also find that link in our show notes, just like where you can find the Patreon. We do obviously a bunch of VR discussion, flat screen discussion. You're getting sold on flat screen games left and right in there. We got racing channels.
I think that was Inferno and NV, man.
Yeah, man, they're coming to that. Now we're saying, I guarantee you're going to get some more recommendations too.
Costing me money. Not even finishing.
Flat screen world
games,
ain't like the VR world where we can shoot some messages, you know?
Now, with both these games, they're like a million hour to finish games.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even funny. It's like, but they're great. So keep them coming.
Yeah, awesome. You know, game meetups, you name it, it's there. It's an awesome group of people there for sure.
And other creators. We got
other creators.
We got Ninja Guys in there hanging out.
Samson's
in there.
Got Elite Institute.
Guanatu. MYT. Is that
good time?
Guanatu's in there. Henry's in there.
Come on, man. We're just name dropping.
Got access to a lot of freaking
We're just name dropping at this point.
I'm just name dropping because I feel like sometimes I don't ever shout out people and I think about it afterwards and I'm like, I already know you fire up that video on Monday afternoon, NV's going to pop in and be like, hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah.
Then I don't always.
It'd be hard to remember everyone every week, but I know exactly the feeling you're talking about.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So huge thank you to those Patreon peeps on our on-air shout-out here. And thank you to everyone that just comes in, hangs out, and chills with us.
You try to sell us crypto, get in the boot, baby.
Yeah, we'll ban you. You'll
be publicly shamed.
Be banned in a crypto second.
You know what's crazy? When I see someone join Discord, because I get the notification, and I see them opting into channels, I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. And then like they obviously don't opt into the
spam ones.
The spam ones. So I'm like, oh shit, that's a real person? Cool. Yeah. But they got, to me, that's traps. I mean, you said traps.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get baited.
Traps.
Yep. Good job.
All right. Now getting into my list of what I would call my favorite games for a new VR user. Again, title-wise, we might say best VR games for new users, but that's not the best. It's our opinions. There was a lot of crossover in ours, as I said before. Wearing the shirt, Walkabout Mini Golf on my list. Demeo on my list. I Expect You to Die on my list. Beat Saber on my list. And Mills Bodycombat on my list. And to be honest with you, Vermillion, Miracle Pool, and Walltown Wonders all easily could have been. Great list on your end. And same with the rest of my games, just like yours. I don't think any of them should get you motion sickness. There is one I included for the shooter that possibly could, but we'll get to it. So continuing from, not the ones that we already covered, I have to mention the Red Matter series. Red Matter 1 and 2. One of the most graphically impressive experiences you're going to see on the MetaQuest. Really little movement. It's not 100% room scale, but there was nothing in Red Matter, especially with how optimized it is with frame rate and stuff, that I believe would give you motion sickness. Has a great story, awesome puzzles. Again, graphically beautiful, very well written. If you're looking for a story-based adventure puzzle game, this is a great one to start. Both 1 and 2. 2 is, they improved upon 1, but 1 holds up still. Performance, graphics-wise, everything. So strong in 2024. Red Matter is an awesome spot to start in the series. I got to go into my incognito tab to get the price, but I will say it's a 4.6 right now on the MetaQuest with 4.9K reviews. Honestly, 4.9K is a lot of reviews. I kind of would have expected a little more. It's a really fun game. It is available on Quest Plus as well, too. And it's $24.99 for the first one. They do a Red Matter collection as well too, where you can get both the Red Matter games for a total of $49.99. Not bad.
In full disclosure, I had it with I Expect You to Die, but because I chose I Expect You to Die,
and they're both puzzle games.
And they're both. I like the variety of uniqueness to I Expect You to Die's puzzles.
And it's
But
adventure.
If one was looking for a more truer story-based game with puzzle elements, then because the graphics are so freaking banging, it's a great flex.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't argue with it.
I almost
just didn't
dropped
put
it.
because I had one already that I felt filled the genre.
I almost dropped it for that exact same reason. The reason that I included it back was because I was like, all right, I Expect You to Die. You clear the room. It loads a new room, new level. It's level based.
Yeah.
Whereas I Expect You to Die is a run through adventure. Like you're going to explore. And yeah, I'll just list those real quick. I'm not going to talk each one of those. I promise. I'm just going to read them real quick. There's even more, like Bocce Time isn't on my honorable mentions. And I thought of it during the,
I have 0 honorable mentions under my name here.
yes, you go, if it ain't on my list, it ain't on my list.
It ain't on my list.
So Red Matter series made by Vertical Robot holds up strong, and I can't recommend it enough. Now, I also have to include the first ever game I played in VR. This was my first purchase. It was a big reason I ever even bought a headset, because I saw videos of this game and I knew it existed. This kind of hits my sports category, much like Miracle Pool did with you. I'm going to say the first Thrill the Fight. It's 4.7 overall with 12K reviews on the MetaQuest. It is also available on PC VR, and it is a super affordable $9.99 for what still holds up as the #1 boxing simulator. For a new VR user, I would recommend getting the first one over the second one because the second one is multiplayer only. The first one is single player and a much more casual way to start with this type of game. Thrill the Fight is intense though. You are going to be brawling in your living room or wherever you play VR. Like they put that dude in your grill. He's going to be throwing punches at you, variety of enemies to run through, or variety of opponents to run through, multiple difficulties, modifiers. Awesome game. Room scale as well too. I don't believe that there's anything in Thrill the Fight that should get you motion sick or cause you to have a bad VR experience for being new, besides the fact that you're going to sweat. You know, it's definitely a workout. So Thrill the Fight, made by developer Sea Lost Interactive. Again, there is Thrill the Fight 2 also out, which I would recommend it in general. But for a new VR user, the Thrill the Fight, the first one for $9.99 is definitely on my list. And then I also go into, you know, I could have seen argument because Walkabout Mini Golf is also on my list, but I have to shout out Golf Plus. That is one of the games that we first played when we got into VR as well, too. We talk about the ever so famous POW pop-up when we would whack each other with golf clubs. Walkabout Mini Golf, by the name, is mini golf. Golf Plus is real life golf. They do PGA licensed courses, tons of DLCs. It's more for somebody looking for that real golf experience, and they nail it. It is the best real golf simulator, whereas mini golf, Walkabout Mini Golf is the best mini golf game by far. So $29.99 for Golf Plus. It's got 80K reviews on the MetaQuest with 4.8 overall. And again, tons of DLCs of licensed courses. So we first played this game when it was Top Golf with Pro Putt. They evolved into Golf Plus, scored official PGA licensing. It's a great game. Their DLCs do run for a higher cost than Walkabout Mini Golf, where Walkabout Mini Golf keeps theirs at $3.99 solid. Golf Plus might run anywhere from $11.99 to $15 for a course. But you got that PGA name to it. It's expensive. But it's fun. It's a good game. You know, multiple difficulties. Highly recommend Golf Plus. And it's another game that's really just not going to get you sick. And then next on my list too, I also had Cubism, made by developer Thomas Van Bowel.
Mr. Van Bowel.
I feel like puzzle games are a really good intro to VR. Puzzle genre overall takes advantage of the medium of VR more than I think any other genre, because you play a puzzle game flat screen, you know, you drag your mouse, you click something, you move it. In VR, you're using your hands to move it all. Cubism utilizes hand tracking. There's mixed reality available. So many puzzles. 4.8 on the MetaQuest with 1K reviews. It's a casual chill, good vibe experience. If you're a puzzle game junkie, if you're looking for just a chill, cozy game that's not going to get you motion sick, Cubism for $9.99 is definitely a game I recommend for new VR users. Unless you hate puzzle games.
I almost put Cubism or
Puzzling Places?
no. Squingle.
Oh, that's another good one.
Only on the basis Squingle was leaning heavier, only on the basis of like, here's an example of like how you're able to do and see something that you'll never see in that kind of space in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And Squingle's a great representation because it's so its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own world. It's its own style of puzzle or gameplay.
There is an overarching story to it, too.
Oh my God. It's like, so for just an overall unique experience and like, here's an example. I'd be shit you're never going to see in your life. You know, some shit you see in VR, it's like pretty, you know, it is possible in the real world.
Golf.
Squingle, not very possible. You get what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
take enough
Well,
psychedelics. Absolutely. You can play Squingle in the real world
Yes.
all day. But yeah, I can't argue with.
Cubism's a good one. It's not going to get you motion sick. It's
No.
fun. It's cute. Good vibes.
Yep.
Utilize everything unique about the headset. And the developer, Thomas Van Bowel, he is on it. I cannot wait for Laser Dance. And the last one on my list, this one could get somebody motion sick. It was one of the most immersive experiences when we first got into VR. It's now free to play. Population 1, made by developers Big Box, owned by Meta. They didn't come out of the gate owned by Meta, but they did so damn good they got bought. It's got a 4.3 right now. Shooters tend to, you know, when the community gets upset about you in an update, they'll let you know in the reviews. It's got 16K total reviews. I think it's a great VR experience because it's a great new VR experience for somebody looking for a shooter. It's free. It's got an active community. It's fun. There's multiple game modes. You get really unique movements like flying and climbing anything.
Did a lot of hackers though.
That's might be some of the recent bad reviews.
It's still holding.
It's a
just
fun
I've
game.
watched it kind of like it's not the same game it used to be.
No, definitely. We were in love with
I'm
Population
hard
1.
pressed on that one.
We were in love with Population 1. I guarantee you if we were to fire this up right now, me and you would get a win.
No, we do good every time we play it.
Remember
We
when you
always
played
have.
with Tribe?
Yeah.
And
Right.
he didn't know it was you, and you
Played with a bunch of creators.
and you were just sniping people, right?
Dude, you know how it is. You're not on my team. I'm going to shoot at you. It just happened to be wherever he was, I was shooting at him. I feel terrible about it.
The first time we meet Tribe in person, he brings it up. I think he thought it was me, and you're like, "No, that was me." And
That
he
was
goes, "That
me,
was
dude."
you."
Yeah, I just kept lighting him up.
Tribe's
Pop,
awesome.
pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I love Mr. and Mrs. Grey Wolf.
But this is for my action. You know, you're looking for a shooter. It's free. It's got an active community. It's fun. It performs well.
Be a little toxic.
All shooters. You know, this one's
Yeah,
probably there's a reason this
like
one
I
was
said,
the
this
last.
is the only one on your list. I'm like, I'm not agreeing.
This was the last one on my list. I put this one to hit the shooter genre. Some people want shooters. You know, I never got motion sickness with Population 1, and I was new to VR
No,
at that
I
time.
mean, it's cool because of
optimized
the
well.
climbing and all that. It sucks because if it was like 3 years ago, I'd be like, fucking hell yeah. Easy to kind of like.
It's
learn
because
the
you played in the
mechanics
glory
of.
days, you know, so it's hard for you to.
It's like it's just a little different, but it is.
But for a new
Like,
VR
legit.
user, I recommend it. It's a great shooter, and of course, there's better shooters in my opinion. I'm more of a fan of Ghost of Tabor, but you know, I think for a brand new right out of the gate, it's arcadey. It's not realistic shooting.
But, I mean, Pop One, deathmatch really. It goes to Debor Extraction.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally different style shooters. I just feel like for somebody brand new to VR, no maintenance, not realistic shooting, like that stuff is actually probably going to be good for you. Whereas like then once you get into it, then you're going to crave that sort of realism. You're going to be like, this gun's not. I want better accuracy. I want it to shoot how it actually does in real life.
I want people
No.
to call me worse names.
I want to reload. So eventually you will get craving that if you're that type of player. And then just to run through a bunch of honorable mentions, just to watch you sweat a little.
There's more honorable mentions than there was mentions.
I'm going to talk about these for less time than I will each individual one of those. I would say if you're looking for a high pace action game, Action Hero. If you're looking for a great mixed reality sports game, you said it, Miracle Pool. I put Ragnarok, Trombone Champlin Flattened, and Unplugged all as rhythm games that could have been there, but weren't because Beat Saber was there. Those are all as well great ones. Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu if you want to beat the shit out of stuff. The Last Clockwinder for an awesome story-based puzzle mechanics, but I already had 2 story games. Same with Ghost Town. Maybe Game of the Year for 2025, Ghost Town. But I got Red Matter on the list. I Expect You to Die. So I didn't put Ghost Town there, but Ghost Town is so recommended. NFL Pro Era, if you're a football fan, NFL Pro Era, you're going to have a blast. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, stab a screwdriver through a zombie's eye, always fun. And then the Batman and Iron Man games. If you're superhero fans, you're going to have a great time with Batman and Iron Man.
So now I'll fill in some blanks because the problem with doing this is it leaves out so many other ones that should be there and for whatever reason aren't. But I'll throw Barbarian in there.
Oh my God,
as an honorable mention. Real
Iron
VR
Guard.
fishing. If you are into fishing, you're never going to find a VR fishing game that's better. Arizona Sunshine 1 and 2. Hands down, one of the funniest freaking zombie games you will ever freaking play.
How about voice acting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they crush it. But there's so many that could be honorable mentions. That's why I had to go with none.
Mm-hmm. So it's easier to do none than start to dig in. I get it.
Yep. I would say come back and talk to me after you've played these 8 games that I've recommended.
I'll give you another 8.
I'll give you another 8.
Yeah. You know what?
We'll up the ante a little with games that I didn't want to recommend because you didn't get your sea legs yet. But I could easily do this again in a month or 2 and add to the okay, you've achieved these games and now you've come back. What more can I play, sir? Do you have 5 more games for me?
Let me do this.
I do.
Let me leave you, the listener, the watcher, the viewer, with this. If you're on YouTube, or if you're not on YouTube, you can hop on YouTube and do this. Drop in the comments, not the live comments, the actual comments, so they stay afterwards. People can see them. There's a game that's not on this list that you think is one of the best games for new VR users. Drop it in the comments.
Meta headset only, though. We did not go into
PC VR.
Yeah.
On the MetaQuest ecosystem. Drop them in the comments. Let us know what you think we left out. We'll probably agree with you, and it would be one of our honorable mentions. I'm just curious what the community might feel we left off this list. And it's all opinion. These are just some of ours.
Epic roller coaster.
As you said with the honorable mentions, I mean, we could sit here for... There's so many great games for new VR users. But, I mean, you put 8, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that weren't on yours. So we have 13 games we just dropped to people. Have fun. If you're a new VR user, a lot of those are on the Quest Plus as well, too. So you got them included with that subscription, which comes for a couple months with your headset. Plenty to stay preoccupied with. If you need more, let us know. Maybe we can do a part 2 sometime. The problem with the part 2 is, I mean, I feel like we got out so many heavy hitters to start, But nonetheless, there's some good ones still.
There's some more in there.
No doubt. So if you enjoyed this episode, let us know. Maybe these type of themed episodes is something we do more, especially on slow news weeks. It's good to mix it up. It's not just news every week. This was fun. If you're, like I said, any that we left out, let us know in the comments. If you enjoy the show, make sure you subscribe, rate us 5 stars. Smash that like button. Tell your friends, scream it from the rooftops. Check out the Patreon, the Discord.
Be so stingy. You can't do a like that way, You just a fucking button.
Likes are free,
It's free.
But if you want to spend money, there's the Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. Drop us a like.
I'd rather spend $5 than spend nothing on a like.
So, hope you all enjoyed the episode. Subscribe, check out the Discord, the Patreon. Happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy
it is Monday when this drops now, but from the past tense, to any of the fathers out there.
Hope some of you got some good gifts.
Any of the big dogs out there, hope you all had a great Father's Day. And, man, I don't even want to bring it up because we'll be here for another 10 minutes, but we got great hot pot last night.
Yeah.
That was your first hot pot experience?
Love it.
Think you had it. It was all you can eat?
Not only that, but I went under the table to see how it was set up and what it was so I could.
You pre-researched.
Yeah.
You went on their website, watched their tutorial.
Done it before. I didn't want to look like an idiot.
And even better, because you know how it goes when you take somebody to a new cuisine, just as much as you had a great time, it's a new cuisine.
Yep.
Could have been not your favorite, But when you somebody tries something new and they're leaving it going, I already know what I'm going to do next time.
Yeah,
Like you were all about it.
I'm walking in there large and in charge, man.
How are you going to feel bad after eating a whole thing of broth?
Well, it's noodles, and chicken,
yeah, well,
beef,
different conversation.
cabbage,
It was good.
bean
Good times.
sprouts.
Don't be surprised
chicken.
if you start catching us at hot pot places when we travel, That's all I'm saying.
It'd be a great sponsor.
Just have
We'll
a
leave
big
it-
old thing.
I'll
Eating
tell
hot
you what.
pot during the news.
Tell you what,
This is now a mukbang podcast.
well, easily, dude. The spread on that table was lewd.
Dude,
It looked worse than it was.
Because everything comes in its own plate.
Yeah, you get like
it was
6 little
insane.
pieces of meat per plate, but fucking, there's 100 plates on the table.
Tell me it didn't look cool too, especially like knowing they cleared it off halfway. I was like, it looks like we did damage.
Going for round 2, baby.
I don't want to hear somebody leave a scene like that and tell me they didn't get their money's worth,
I say we just do the podcast there every Sunday.
it's pretty quiet. I mean, hell, that was fun.
Just be listening to.
That's the thing. Of any food too, soup. Not like a dry sandwich. No, just freaking soup.
We call this the Slurp Cast.
Too funny.
Feeling slurpy.
So again, happy Father's Day. Check out the Discord, the Patreon, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let us know what you think we left out, and we will check you out next week. Did the little finger guns.
Later.
Check you out later. No. All right. Ciao, ciao.